Marcus Speaks.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live, the only podcast that gives you all trending topics and a little bit of random stuff. So, I'm kind of discombobulated right now. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. I waited on a package to arrive, which was my television. I've been messing with that all day. Now I'm here. I'm gonna do the best show that I can do with. I think it was like 2.5 hours of sleep that I'm on right now. So, with that being said, I will get into a few promotions first, and then we will start the show. With that being said, since I didn't have this up here, welcome again to Marcus Speaks Live. All right, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe if you are new here. Please don't be shy. Put something in the live chat. I will be. And I didn't put that out. So as I talk, I will be doing some things online. So if you could, please hit the live chat up. I will be conversating back with you guys with today's topics. If you have any information, please let me know with any of the topics that I present tonight. Also, please do me this one big favor. Please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Marcus Speaks. Marcus Speaks is my one and only channel now, since I'm not using my other channel anymore due to like I made it, I think it was sometime last year, and that was to see if I could get some traction with me just playing games. And I got a little bit of subscribers, but I didn't get the amount that I actually wanted. So I'm just gonna say it now. I'm getting rid of it. So I hope you guys understand. Whoever went there to subscribe, please come over here and subscribe to Marcus Speaks. All right. Also, if you could, go and subscribe to my Rumble channel. My Rumble channel is up. It's been up, I think, for I don't know how long it's been up. But if you could, please go over there and subscribe to me over there. I believe I have 7 subscribers. So if you could, the next 18 people that go over there, y'all allow me to stream over there. So if you guys can do that for me, I will be highly grateful. Now, with that also being said, I do a game stream on this here channel every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now it's a fun game we're playing. It's kind of in between game until we get to the one of the games that I actually want to play, which is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Right now I am playing Gotham Knights. So if you guys have Gotham Knights, anybody who wants to hop on with me, um hop on with me that has Xbox Series X. I'll be highly grateful if you could do that because, um, it's boring playing alone. So if you guys want to come over, that is fine. Also, I'll do this here podcast every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So if you could do me this one favor, have fun. Also, if you would like to come up here and speak to me, you can. There's a link pinned in the live chat as we speak. So please do yourself a favor. If you want to come up and talk about the topics that I have presented tonight, you can. But there are 3 rules that you have to follow, and those 3 rules are: rule number 1, you must be on camera at all times. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. If you come back here in my backstage without your camera on, you will be booted. It's simple rules to follow. Rule number 2: if you don't want to be on camera to the public, that is fine. You don't have to be on camera to the public, but you have to be on camera back here. There is a question back here that you have to answer. I would like for you to answer that. Please leave your name and your answer together so I can know who I will be speaking with next and who wants to be on camera. So when I get to you, I can let you know to turn your camera off, or I'll just let you know that I'm bringing you up. All right. And rule number 3 is please silence all background noise. If you could, please silence all background noise. Please silence what is going on in your house right now. If you want to come up. If you have me on either on your TV, another tablet, another phone, or if you're on the same phone, pause me when you hit the link and then you'll come up, all right? It'll be like at least like 6 or 7, if not 8 seconds ahead of everybody. So, you don't have to worry about if you are somewhere that you're not supposed to be. No, you're exactly where you need to be. All right. And also, if you could, please like this video, subscribe if you are new here, hit that bell icon to all, and also share this to your respective social medias if you could. All right. That's the intro. I do this every week. Now, if you guys have ever watched my show, you know that I like to play videos. Those videos help me further my point when I'm reading the articles that I have with me. Now, each video is credited in the description box below, except for I believe one that I will be adding on to it once I get off of this stream. But all videos will be accredited, and also every article will be accredited to its rightful place. So when I make my points, when I read the articles that I have with you guys, I play a video either before or after the article, so you can fully understand what I'm talking about. All right. And with that, I would like to follow both the YouTube policy and guidelines as well as United States law. And you might be asking, well, what's United States law and what's the YouTube guidelines and rules? Well, it's called fair use. And if you don't know what fair use is, this is exactly what fair use is. Hello, everyone. I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Now that is fair use, people. You don't know what fair use was before, you know it now. All right. With that being said, I have a pre-show that I like to go through. It's basically for people to come in. So as you like this video, as you share this video and bring people in, I will be doing this pre-show until we get to the main topic tonight. So tonight's pre-show overview, I will be speaking about a small town in Ohio suffer a severe chemical spill. Also, did the United States shoot down a UFO? Like, do we know if they did that or not? And also, Emmett Till's cousin wants justice, God damn it. And justice she will get, I hope. Now, today's first topic of today, Ohio train derailment. What we know. Now, if you guys don't know what's been happening with this whole train derailment, this is exactly what the hell happened. That right there. Crazy thing is, everyone else in the United States, in the world, didn't know this shit until 10 days later. This actual derailment happened February 3rd. We didn't know until February 13th. So, I don't know what else to tell you other than they fucked us. Because it has some dangerous chemicals that came out of some tanker trucks that derailed. And I will show you exactly what the aftermath of all of this was. Okay, this. All right, 1 second. Which one is it? Is it this one? No, it's not that one. It's this one. All right, give me a second so I can get this video right. Work my magic real fast. All right. Now, I'm going to show you now exactly what the hell happened. This is what happened. So as you see, they're lighting they're lighting what was in those tankers. Excuse me. They blew it up essentially to burn off the excess of what was spilling out, which was a bad idea. It was a very, very bad idea that they did that, because not only by them burning this did it create this big plume of of smoke, and it's harmful to people. They also, let me see if I have a picture here. That very plume of smoke went into the atmosphere. Now, I'm pretty sure all of us know math. What goes up must come down, right? So, with that being said, that's yeah, I can show this picture right now. I just hold on. Let me see. Actually, no. Let me switch that, and I'll show this. Like I said, what comes up must come down. And this is what's going on when I say that. There's little rainbow if when people touch the water, there's a nice rainbow sheen that's on it. But it's really not under, but on the riverbed itself. So if you throw something into one of the rivers in Ohio where this was near to, and you might fuck around and see a nice rainbow sheen come up from the water, of which it killed several species of fish. So, with that being said, let me show this next picture because that's exactly what else is that's the river itself. So East Palestine Creek following train derailment, toxic chemical spill. So let's get into this article real fast. So a 150-car Norfolk Southern freight train carrying hazardous chemicals and other materials derailed in the town of East Palestine, Ohio on February 3rd, forcing hundreds of people to evacuate the town for several days as the company vented and burned carcinogenic chemicals from cars involved in the fiery crash. So let's take some things in account real fast. 150 car Norfolk Southern freight train. So that's not the video I want to play yet. Um, is it this one? Yes, it is this one. So I'll play that one first. So I'm on. Okay, so that's the one I want to play. Where is it at? No, it's not that one. It's no. This is the right one. Okay, so 150 cars that was on a train. So I believe it was 50 of them derailed and crashed from the actual train itself. So 50 of them, and several of them had hazardous chemicals on the in the tanker cars. So those derail, of which you'll hear in this next video that I will be playing in a little bit, that a lot of factors of what happened with that. This is why I say that. Several of the rail workers have been speaking out, and the reason of why the derailment possibly could have happened. So I will be getting into that video pretty soon. So the first video that I played was from WKYC Channel 3 News. And this article that I'm reading to you right now is from Axios, Ohio train derailment, what we know. So the company decided to burn the carcinogenic chemicals, right? So basically causing that plume, of which, and you'll hear in the video, of them doing that was a bad idea. They should have never did that. They were basically cutting corners when they did that. So the reason why they did it, I have no damn clue. Like, it's beyond me. But they did it just so they could get rid of whatever they had to get rid of, which, like I said, was a bad idea. So the latest, the Environmental Protection Agency said on February 12th it had not detected any levels of concern of hazardous substances released during or after the crash, which is a lie. Although it said it was continuing to monitor the air throughout East Palestine, including inside at least 210 homes, the EPA said it was also investigating soil and surface water contamination near the crash site, and had collected spilled material in a nearby stream. Now let's get into what they just said. So they're about to monitor the air for however long that they have to monitor the air for, right? So those pictures I just showed you, and I'll bring the clearer one up first. They're about to take samples of water and soil. Well, if you if you guys never, well, you guys probably have seen this. You've been on the street, right? And it's a rainy day, and on the side where it's water runoff, right, going into the storm drain, you can see that most of the time that there is a rainbow sheen that's on the water, right? Basically, it's oil either from a car or some chemical that's dripping from the car, and then it ends up in the storm drain along with the other water. We've seen this before, but to the magnitude of hazardous chemicals, which there are hazardous chemicals in cars, but these chemicals that they're dealing with, they are far more hazardous. Well, I wouldn't say far more hazardous. I would say just as hazardous as anything that you would put in your car, either gas or windshield wiper fluid, or whatever you put on or in your car that helps your car run or look good and shine. Basically, it's hazardous material. But we're talking about a tanker car that had what's it called? Uh, vinyl. What is it? When I get to it, I'll talk about it. But anyway, let's continue. So they're also about to go into 210 homes to see if the drinking water is okay. Are you fucking high? Most of those people don't even want to be in East Palestine right now. So let alone for someone to go from the EPA to go into someone's house, test their water to see if it's drinkable. I don't see how people drink tap water anymore any damn way, unless you have a purifier on it, some sort of purifier. But other than that, if you're still drinking from the faucet water, there's something wrong with you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So let's continue. It said Norfolk Southern had installed a dam and water bypass system in the stream to prevent contamination of downstream waters, though it did not say when they were installed. In a letter sent to the company on February 10th, the EPA said substances released during the incident were observed and detected in samples from uh, Surf, Surfer Run, Leslie Run, Bull Creek, North Fork, Little Beaver Creek, in the Ohio River, and were also observed entering storm drains. Ohio Department of Natural Resources officials told WEWS TV, a Cleveland-based ABC affiliate, that is estimated that estimates the crash as of February 8th has resulted in the deaths of 3,500 fish across approximately 7.5 miles of streams south of the town. Though 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 it sorry y'all though it is working with the Ohio EPA and a company hired by Norfolk Southern to determine how many fish have been killed so far. At least four class action lawsuits have been filed against Norfolk Southern over the crash, alleging negligence. Now, let's get into all that. So, the crash killed 3,500 fish. Not only that, it's killing frogs. If they have salamanders in the area, it's probably killing them too. They're aquatic. What else? toads, all kinds of water life, as well as farm animals. It's killing them too. It's killing chickens, cows, goats. It's killing all kinds of animals. It's a guy who had I guess, a fox farm. His foxes started dying. And he had a real nice looking albino fox. Jesus, that damn thing died. So it's like, what the hell are they really doing at this point? Or do they literally give a damn about what's happening? Or are they just like, you know, we're just gonna be here for as long as we can to try to determine what's going on? Fool, do you know what y'all did? You burned basically one chemical that makes PVC. As you know, PVC, is you can make it in the pipe and you make it in all kinds of shit. They basically burnt the base liquid of PVC, which is highly toxic in its liquid form. So just think about if you burned, like, let's say you put a whole bunch of PVC into a trash can, a tin trash can. You put a little bit of lighter fluid in there and just lit the match. Just know if you're nearby, fumes are coming off and you possibly could kill yourself. So it's like negligence is not even the term that the lawsuit should have had in there. They just didn't give a fuck. Let's just say that. Now, um, you know, I'm happy that whoever did file the class action, hopefully the town did it. But who's to say, like, I don't know how big the town is. I don't know, how much they're suing for, because it's not my town. But you know, either I see it like this: all waterways are connected in some way, like possibly. So they're basically saying that the in the Ohio area itself also, well within the area within East Palestine and the surrounding areas in Ohio, they're being affected. Also, people in Canada are saying that, they felt a little sick and stuff like that, for the simple fact that some of that blew up to Canada a little bit. But you also got to look at where the Ohio River goes. I believe it goes into the Mississippi River. So everyone who's on the Mississippi River channel, they're gonna be having some issues pretty soon. So hopefully something they're doing, all the surrounding states who have the Mississippi River within its state. I hope that those not senators, but governors are doing something about that, as well as um anywhere in the Midwest, like wherever else the Ohio River goes to. So, although they said it's going upstream, but you gotta remember it's in the soil. So, people have to call crops, people have to, throw dead chickens and goats and stuff away now. And I don't know if that's the proper terminology to use with that, but they have to now, get rid of those animals that they had that have died off, and possibly all the ones that are probably affected right now. If some of them live, they'll have to call those as well. So it's a big shitstorm right now. Like, it's completely out of, like, I don't even know how to talk about this shit. Like, they're coining it Chernobyl 2.0. That's what some people are coining this is Chernobyl 2.0. Because if you look at what happened with Chernobyl, was it Chernobyl, Ukraine, or Chernobyl? Yeah, I think it's Chernobyl, Ukraine. Just look at what happened back. When did it happen? 1984, just read something, watch a couple documentaries about Chernobyl, and then see if you can compare it to what they did in East Palestine. Let's move on. So, why it matters, right? So, the train was pulling at least 5 tanker cars containing vinyl chloride, a colorless but hazardous gas used to produce PVC, plastic and vinyl products. So, I believe it's this one, vinyl chloride, that if burned, which it burns at 8 degrees. So it had not only the liquid was set on fire. Now you have boiling gas coming out of this tanker car that they're trying to get rid of. It's stupid. So I believe the vinyl chloride turns into, once released into the atmosphere, hydrogen chloride, which is it's an acid. It's toxic. So I believe that they experienced acid rain.
Hello, everyone. I'm
in the
it's the law.
In the Ohio area. I believe that they experienced acid rain. Some places they're getting black rain. So, like I said, what comes up must come down. So, all of that shit that was in the sky, that in the atmosphere, accumulated into clouds. Clouds had to push that condensation out. So that's what you got. You got black smoke mixed with the rain. Now you have black rain and or acid rain. So Norfolk Southern officials said the car carrying the vinyl chloride were not breached during the crash, but were at risk of exploding. So crews released and burned their contents on February 6th. That was 3 days later, creating a massive smoke plume. This is what they saw. 1 second. This is what they saw. That's also what I just showed you guys. So, a massive smoke plume above the town for several hours. Acute exposure to high levels of vinyl chloride, a classified human carcinogen in the air, has been linked to central nervous system effects, while chronic exposure has been shown to cause liver damage, including a rare form of liver cancer, according to the EPA. So, in other words, they're fucked. They're like, Norfolk Southern basically fucked everybody in East Palestine with no Vaseline. They cut corners on purpose. This is why, and I'm gonna stop it right here. This is why I'm about to show you guys a video that basically tells the reason of why they did what they did. All right, let me get it up here on stream. Here we go.
Rail workers warned us about disaster like this. I heard firsthand months ago about the corporate practice of precision scheduled railroading.
Precision scheduled railroading is shorter staff, longer hours, longer trains, less safety, less maintenance. Do I have all that right?
Oh, you got it all right. I mean, a lot of the derailments that you're seeing on national TV is one of a few things. It's lack of maintenance on the track, or they've cut the track gangs too short and they can't get out to fix it, or they've cut the carmen's, which is the union that works on the rail cars. So we had one derailment here in Northeast Ohio where a wheel flange was very thin. It picked a switch and derailed the entire train. Luckily, it was full of candle wax and not something highly volatile.
Rail workers tried to strike over this stuff, but were stopped by Congress. A few weeks later, and here we are. Several Norfolk Southern cars of toxic, highly volatile chemicals exploded fantastically in the tiny town of East Palestine, Ohio, 20 miles from where I grew up. So I met Clyde in East Palestine to ask him about it.
It looks like a faulty bearing caused a catastrophic derailment. These railroads are turning profits hand over fist. They've cut their workforce to bare bones, and now they're paying the price for it because the wheels are falling off the train, basically. Carmen were inspecting cars about 3 minutes per car. That's always been the industry standard. Now it's 90 seconds per car.
Is that because of PSR?
Yes, it's a rush job right now. And these guys are under pressure. I mean, they're working men and women, and, you know, if they don't hurry up and get this car done, they're going to be fired.
Great point.
Now, let's take that chunk of what he just talked about. He said that the industry standard to repair, or I guess do a check on each rail car, is 3 minutes. So since, like anywhere, they probably cut their cut hours, maybe they probably cut workers as well. So, excuse me, less workers means more work, which means you got to finish everything in a timely fashion, right? So from that 3 minutes, they're now doing each check in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Far from the industry standard. Industry standard's 3 minutes to check over a car just to see if, if there has to be any fixing that has to be done on the car, or, hey, we can't use this one. This one has some faulty brakes. We gotta, we gotta get rid of it. Of which, I believe he's about to show this. One of the cars, which was a few miles away from East Palestine, was sparking from faulty brakes. And later on, with that train car keep going, that's, we'll say allegedly, that's what caused the crash. Now, I'm gonna let him take it back over. I believe it is in this one. If it's not in this video, it's in the next video that I have coming, all right, of the train car that's, you can see sparking, all right? So let's keep going.
So I went to a press conference with Norfolk Southern and Ohio Governor Mike DeWine to ask them about this.
What could precision scheduled railroad have to do with the axle failure that caused the derailment?
I have no idea that it's a mechanical issue. Precision scheduled railroading is a management process.
Not a great answer. And that's probably because Norfolk Southern let a worker take the fall rather than a single corporate executive showing up in the town that they polluted to be held accountable. You see, Wall Street owns Norfolk Southern. 74% of shares are owned by a who's who of infamous hedge funds. And this is the business model that they demand: profit at any cost. And disaster like this is simply a cost of doing business. They cut everything, make all the money, and pay off disasters in tiny flyover towns from the profit. But instead of answering for any of that, they're betting that the corporate media, under the same pressure for extreme profit as railroads, will only ask questions about how much cancer people will get and not why this preventable disaster happened.
All right. So, with that being said, let's move on. When vinyl chloride burns, it consumes. When vinyl chloride burns, it decomposes into hydrogen chloride, a phosgene, according to the industrial programming on chemical safety. Phosgene is highly poisonous and was used extensively during World War I as a choking agent, while hydrogen chloride is an irritating and corrosive to any tissue with which it comes in contact with. So basically, if you get it on your skin, try to wash your skin the best way possible, for the simple fact that it can burn through your skin. So like as I said, acid rain, plume went up. What goes up has to come down. So it rained, I believe, in Ohio sometime over the past 2 weeks now. 2 weeks, and a lot of people you can watch it on anywhere of people's cars looking as if something was sprayed on it, right? So since it rained, what was sprayed on it was rain, of which the carcinogens went into the air, had to come down, so it rained, and we don't know if it peeled paint off of cars. We don't know this yet. There aren't enough stories out there to show everything that's going on in East Palestine. But we do know that when they burned the vinyl chloride, it turned into hydrogen chloride, which is a poisonous and corrosive material. All right, let's keep going. A mechanical issue with the axle of one of the 150 cars caused the derailment of at least 50 of the cars. Security footage was captured in Salem, Ohio, around 20 miles west of East Palestine before the derailment showed sparks or flames under at least one of the cars on the train, transporting goods from Madison, Illinois to Conway, Pennsylvania. 2 days after the company vented and burned the vinyl chloride, East Palestine residents who evacuated were allowed to return to their homes but have complained of smells, headaches, nausea, and other ailments, according to the Washington Post. Now, this is what you probably aren't hearing, but I got to research this shit for this podcast. So, a lady was on, I don't know what news channel she was on, but she said that her son, I believe she said her son was 9. Her son started to experience nausea and he started throwing up all over the place. He had a headache. They all of everyone in the area said that it smelled weird in the area. So a lot of people who had the means to not return, we got to think about the people who didn't have the means. They had to come back. They had to go back home, and they're bathing in this stuff. They're if they're cooking anything with water from the faucet, hopefully that they're not. Hopefully that they're using bottled water. But just think about the people who don't have the ability to do anything else. They're stuck with what's going on, and that's bad. That's very, very bad. All right. Now, at least 4 other tanker cars involved in the derailment. Hold on, I should see if this is the. Let me see. Is this the one? If this isn't the one, it's the next one. I believe so. Let me go to that one. Damn, I thought I had it. Shit, I guess I don't. Anywho,
want to bring
you can if I don't show it tonight, you guys can go to YouTube after the show and see the rail car that's sparking that they're talking about here in this article. It's painfully obvious that yes, that was the reason of why that happened. This is caused by corners being cut at the rail yards. Now, if they would have stuck to industry standard, of checks being 3 minutes instead of a minute 30, this probably would have never happened. Now, trains derail all the time, but we don't get it to where there's basically a environmental and a health risk at this point. We never hear about this. Although it probably does happen, but it's crazy that to this magnitude this is the first time that the public has ever seen something like this. So I don't know, man. Let's keep going. At least 4 other tanker cars involved in the derailment carried at least 4 other chemicals: ethylene glycol, monobutyl, ether, ethihexyl acrylate, isobutylene, and butyl acrylate. It's my first time seeing any of these words, so I hope I said them right. According to the list sent by Norfolk Southern to the EPA, which released it on February 12th, which was two week. What? Let's see. Which they released it a week and 2 days later. In a list, Norfolk Southern said that. I'm sorry, I said that already. Where was I at? Carrying. According to the list sent by Norfolk Southern to the EPA, which released it on February 12th. In the list, Norfolk Southern said the cars carrying the butyl acrylate and the ethylhexyl acrylate were breached, and all or some of the chemicals were released during the crash. It labeled the status of the car carrying ethylene glycol, monobutyl ether as unknown, while it said the isobutylene car was burned but not breached. So basically, they didn't know what the fuck they was doing. They just was winging it at that point. Like, hey Kyle, what you think we should do? I don't know, man. Just burn that shit. Burn it? Yeah, burn it. Oh hell no. Where's it at?
Oh hell no!
Oh hell no. All right, so what they're saying, a spokesperson for Norfolk Southern did not directly respond to Axios's questions on the class action lawsuit or the status of the car carrying the ethylene glycol monobutyl ether. In a press release on February 13th, the company said it has donated $1 million to more than 700 families to cover expenses they inquired from their evacuations, and was in the process of providing aid to local businesses. It said it donated $220,000 to the town's fire department to replace breathing apparatuses used by firefighters, $25,000 to the Ohio Red Cross to support a shelter setup at East Palestine High School, and around 100 air purifiers for residents. I don't know what the fuck that's gonna do. The company said it has so far completed more than 340 in-house air tests with the EPA, which have not shown any detections of substances related to the incident, and does not, I repeat, does not indicate a health risk. Who wants to call bullshit on that? Who?
Oh shit!
Who wants to call bullshit on that?
Holy shit!
They lied. They're lying. They're fucking lying, yo. Now, I'm gonna play this video here, and let's see what they got to say.
A bit more information now on that.
Check the date, February 7th. That was a Tuesday ago. So let's keep going.
Train derailment we've been speaking about in Ohio. The state's governor there says the air quality around the site is, quote, so far so good.
Now, officials say that the area is still, though, not safe for residents to return after the controlled release of toxic chemicals. Joining us now from Columbiana, Ohio, is CBS News correspondent Roxana Saberi. Roxana, we've talked about this chemical release. Explain what happened and how concerning it is. What are the risks now in the area?
Well, Lana, they conducted what they called a controlled release, which let off a giant plume of smoke in the skies yesterday, about 10 miles behind me. Authorities say crews set off a single explosion to vent the 5 rail cars that were carrying pressurized vinyl chloride. Now, that's a chemical used to make a variety of plastics. It's highly combustible and linked to an increased risk of certain cancers. Authorities say the controlled release went off as expected, with crews draining and burning off the residue, taking nearly 2 hours. The Ohio governor's office warned that fumes released into the air from that operation could be deadly if inhaled, and also posed a risk of skin burns and lung damage. And that's why he and Pennsylvania's governor had ordered the evacuation of the immediate area. And just a few moments ago, a couple of evacuees came up and talked to us. They said they were upset that a train carrying chemicals was even coming through their area. They're upset that it was derailed, and they're upset that there could be toxic chemicals in their air and in the water near their homes, and they're not sure when they can go home. They've come here to this church to get some assistance and services.
That frustration, absolutely understandable, considering that these toxic inhalants could be fatal, and it could take some time to really understand how much of it is in the groundwater there. Folks should know that because railroads are common carriers, they have to carry these chemicals as part of these contracts, whether they want to or not. Do we have any more information on when it might be safe for folks to return home?
Well, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine told CBS News yesterday that there is no clear timeline. Certainly, he said, not for a few days. You know, he added that the timing depends on what the EPA says about air quality. So far, the federal EPA says it has, as expected, found some airborne contamination near the burn location, but did not give a measure for the amount or any effects. Now, as for the water, officials previously said some runoff has been detected in surrounding streams, that they're working to stem it, and there's been no impact on drinking water yet. But a local resident told our affiliate here, KDKA, that he's already seen hundreds of dead fish in a river just miles from the derailment site and is worried about what could potentially come next. And just to add a little detail, last night we drove a few miles away from the site, just past here actually, and we could smell a very strange odor in the air. So as you can imagine, many residents here are concerned.
Yeah, please be safe out there, you and the crew and everyone.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Roxana, let's return to one of the questions that it sounds like people really have there. Has there been any determination about what caused this derailment in the first place?
Well, federal investigators say video footage points to mechanical issues with a rail car axle, but they're still investigating. We are expecting a news conference shortly with local authorities, so we hope to get more answers to our questions. Lana and Errol.
All right, Roxana Saberi, as Lana.
All right. So, you got the you got what they said, what I said about the car. So, you know that I'm not lying. Now, let's get back into it. Where did I leave off at? Okay, here we go. It said it is awaiting results from samples taken from East Palestine drinking water, supply wells, drinking water system, and private wells in potentially affected areas, and has started excavating soil from the crash site and would sample the soil before disposal. So what's the big picture? Here's the big picture. The EPA sent Norfolk Southern a general notice of potential liability letter on February 10th, in which it said it had determined that the company may be responsible under Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act for cleanup of the site or cost. EPA has inquired in incurred in cleaning up the site. So Connor Seepelmaker, a senior communications manager at Norfolk Southern, told Axios on February 13th the company received the EPA's letter and has confirmed to them that we have and will continue to perform or finance environmental monitoring and remediations. I guess is how you say it. The derailment came weeks after Congress passed a bill. Listen, a bill. And President Biden signed into law legislation that forced a labor agreement between railroads and unions representing thousands of rail workers and prevented the workers from striking over their concerns with workplace conditions. Let's put a pin in that. Now, when did Biden do his speech? I believe he did his state his State of the Union. The 6th of, it was either the 6th or the 7th of February. He did his he did his State of the Union. And in his State of the Union, he did put that in his speech to where, yeah, I did this with the rail workers and blah 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 blah. And then this shit happens. Jesus Christ. Like, you can't make this shit up, yo. Like, at all. You can't make it up. So, should I play the video now or should I play it? No, I'll play it at the end. So, like, man, like, it's just so much going on with this. Like, you just can't pick one thing to talk about when it comes to this. So, Norfolk Southern has basically said, well, you know, we are to blame for this. But would you say that from Norfolk Southern having their rail workers cut corners and checking the cars, and not only that, why isn't, just like the guy said in the earlier video, why isn't it that they're not going out for these repairs on these railways? Like, why aren't they doing that? Like, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. I'm just spitballing right now. I'm pretty sure that there has to be some sort of check that has to be done on these railroads every month, every 6 months, or something like that. Like, is there a check that they do or something like that another union does, to where when it comes to it, like, they can then have work? Because I don't know, man. Like this is scary.
So what do we know so far about the derailment?
I'm sorry. This is scary for everyone involved, man. Like, more so for the people in Ohio. most definitely, like, this is scary for them. Because, we didn't have to deal with anything like this. Like, the last time we saw smoke like that they're showing in these pictures. Last time that we saw smoke like that was 22 years ago. On that day in September. That was the last time we saw smoke like that. So, maybe some people, you saw a house burn or something like that, but, that was probably your last time you saw smoke plumes like that. But the last time the nation has saw a smoke plume like that is that day in September 22 years ago. So, it's wild, man, what's going on, and I don't think that the government cares. Norfolk Southern, they're throwing money at this as if that'll help. I'm pretty sure it helps, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna solve the issue. Now, the workers' most prominent complaint was their lack of paid sick leave, which they did not receive in the forced labor agreement. But they also said the railway company's business model of suppressing expenses in their staff pay cuts and use of strict attendance policies contribute to worker burnout and lean staffing left strict attendance. I don't think that goes. I'm sorry. Use of strict attendance policies contributed to worker burnout and lean staffing levels, according to the New York Times. Damn, I got through that. Terrible. But anyway, this next video is basically, I believe that they're saying the same thing, but I want you guys to know a lot about the situation, just in case if you live near any of, the waterway, the Ohio River, which I believe goes into the Mississippi River, and then if you're in the Ohio area, or if you're somewhere near it, like Pittsburgh or something like that, and they could be affected, this is the time to listen up, all right? Here we go.
So what do we know so far about the derailment in East Palestine, Ohio? Well, at 9:55 p.m. on the 3rd of February 2023, 50 wagons of Norfolk Southern Freight Train 32N derailed. 20 of the train's total of 141 wagons were carrying hazardous material. The crash resulted in a fire lasting for several days and eventually quelled by a controlled burn. One of the chemicals was vinyl chloride, a carcinogen. The burning released hydrogen chloride and phosgene, which can be immediately lethal. All residents within a 1-mile radius were evacuated for a few days. Luckily, no one has died so far in the immediate disaster, but the long-term effects are yet to be seen. The NTSB have initially put the cause as a faulty axle on one of the wagons. However, because it's still so early after this disaster, we'll have to wait and see what the long-term effects will be.
We have a breaking news update now.
All right. So, I hope you guys have heard enough about this. This will be my first time talking about this. Probably won't be my last, because I'm pretty sure some update is going to happen within probably the next week, if they don't try to bury this story at all. But, you know what happens with that. Anyway, let's keep going to the next subject that I have for you guys tonight. And that is, did we shoot down a UFO last Saturday or what? Like, did we? I don't know. This comes from Barstool Sports, so I'm pretty sure this is very satirical. So let's get into this video and let's see what they have to say about this.
The U.S. military has shut down another unidentified object today over northern Canada. It took place over the Yukon through NORAD, which is a joint U.S. and Canadian military command. U.S. officials still say they do not know who owns the object that was shot down yesterday over Alaska. ABC's M. Gwynn has more.
The military is now in the process of recovering the wreckage of an unidentified object shot down Friday off the coast of Alaska. The White House saying this object was flying at 40,000 feet, posing a threat to civilian aircraft.
Out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of the Pentagon, President Biden ordered the military to down the object, and they did.
One senior official describing it as cylindrical and silverish gray. The Pentagon saying it's about the size of a small car.
Do you have anything to say about the object shot down over Alaska, Mr. President?
The White House says the object was first detected Thursday evening. Fighter jets sent to observe, determining it was unmanned. The president briefed Thursday, giving the order to shoot it down Friday morning. An F-22 fighter jet taking the shot at 1:45 p.m. This object didn't appear to have the gondola underneath it, like the suspected Chinese spy balloon that was brought down off the coast of the Carolinas.
There's no indication that it had any capability to be powered or steer in a particular direction or to collect intelligence.
President Biden has faced some criticism for not acting sooner to shoot down that Chinese spy balloon before it transversed the United States. Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski says Friday's action sends a better message.
Any aspect of U.S. sovereign territory that is encroached upon, there's going to be consequences to it.
On Friday, the military announced they had found the massive technology bay from that Chinese spy balloon at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago.
All right, one second, y'all. Hold on. All right. I don't know what the hell's going on with my video, but it is lagging. It's probably my TV that I just got. So I'm gonna have to fix something after the stream, but I have no idea what's going on. So you guys will be getting some choppy videos for the time being. Other than that, I'm gonna have to figure out what works after the stream. But anyway, so let's get into this UFO story. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to have that up. So, over the recent years, we've got a large increase in reports of UFOs and all sorts of evidence that strongly points to us not being alone in the universe. Honestly, if you thought we were the only intelligent life forms in existence, you're either incredibly naive or narcissistic. The odds that we are all so lucky to be the only ones who figured this shit out are nearly impossible. From the looks of it, the aliens aren't so different from that girl or guy at the bar who just wants your attention. Let's take a minute to look into what happened in Canada on Saturday. So, as far as what they're telling us, that they shot something down over between the Alaska and Canada border. They don't know what it was. They just know that they shot something down that was, I guess, worthy of shooting down, for the simple fact that it's just some shit out here that just wants to come to America and hang out. Like, why you want to hang out? Why you want to hang out here? Like go somewhere else. Like go someplace that's nicer. Like go to, I don't know. I don't know what a good place. An island maybe. Go to an island. Fuck with them a little bit. But anyway, let's keep going. So this is where they did it at, between the Canada and Alaskan border. Let's keep going. Because it's pretty interesting. First of all, what a week to be a pilot of an F-22, huh? We've been racking up the score on these bastards like it's nobody's business. If these are aliens, well, they fucking stink at this thing. Basically, I guess they mean flying, I guess. I don't know. Or being undetected. While I'm sure this is their lowest form of tech and the big guns are on the way, you cannot deny that we're smoking them right out of the damn sky. Spy balloons were all the craze earlier in the year. But this one seems a little different, right? Did they say small cylindrical object? Did someone say the North Pole? Okay. So based on reports, they don't know what we shot down. All jokes aside, that's a little fucking crazy, right? Reports from fighter pilots saying that they don't know the object was staying in the. They don't know how the object was staying in the air, and that it was interfering with their sensors. Mind you, we're talking about an unidentified cylindrical object, a UCO. Oh, and there's this little interesting tidbit. We've also got real journalists asking alien questions. I'll tell you what. There was a definitive way to an answer that question, and this lady certainly didn't entertain that angle. Now I'll stop there. I'll have no idea what the hell this writer's talking about. Well, let's just go to the cylindrical object that was in the air. not only that, they also said that it was a car-sized object that also was able to get in the air somehow. How? I have no idea. They said it was car-sized. It wasn't a car itself, but it was car-sized. How the hell that shit happened? I have no clue, man. Like, it's weird as fuck how we're seeing, we're not actually seeing this stuff, but the fighter pilots in our military are seeing all kinds of shit, and they can't even comprehend it. And not only that, once they get close to it, their sensors start messing up in their cockpits, and it's no way to identify what the hell this thing is. Like, if we're talking about UFOs, right? If you watch the Joe Rogan show, I believe, I don't know what episode it was, but he talked about how one fighter, I think he had a fighter pilot on his show, how they said that it was something, that they saw something where it was like, I don't know, 20,000 feet in the air. It dropped tremendously to like ocean surface level, because it was over the ocean. It was ocean surface level. It dropped to ocean surface level and stopped, and then it flew back up into the sky. Now, was that guy telling the truth? I have no clue. I can't confirm I can't confirm nor deny if he's telling the truth or not. But I know one thing: we are seeing these in the sky. Now, some people can say, "Well, Marcus, that's just a cloud, man. Like, you thinking too much into this." No, I'm not. I haven't spent as much time with this UFO stuff like I did with these Palestine stuff. But this is the stuff that's popping up in our sky, man. Who's to say that this isn't a UFO? Who's to say that this isn't extraterrestrial life? But I will ask this question: why now? Why do they feel as though that they should come to us now? Like, it's weird that when Trump was in, no, I believe it didn't happen under Trump. I believe it happened under Biden. What, last year, that they told us, oh, aliens exist, but we don't know if that was a psyop to where, they were trying to get us to believe something or not. But the government came out that, yeah, aliens exist. I also told you guys, I believe it was last year, that it's some like galactic federation or whatever, and whoever spoke to these aliens said that we can't be in the federation for the simple fact that we don't bring anything to the table to be a part of the galactic federation. So maybe it's them just coming to check on, like what if Earth is a reality show for aliens, and they just come down here to fuck with us every time and again, to start their new season of look at what the humans are doing. Like, who's to say that we're not entertainment to the aliens? Who knows? But anyway, let's keep going. Where did I? Okay, so eventually, a report published in the Wall Street Journal said the object appeared to be a balloon with a payload attached. But didn't they say before this thing was cylindrical? Wouldn't the pilots easily be able to tell this was a balloon in the first place? Now, not only that, we got Chinese spy balloons over us now. Like, remember the one that floated from Montana all the way to the border of South Carolina, and they just shot it down after that, and we don't know what the hell was in that. It could have been bioweapons. Who knows? We don't know. But they, somebody saw that and was like, oh shit. It was a video, it was like, well, that's the moon. And then they panned their camera over, but what's that? And that's how everything got started online with us seeing this shit. But who knows what this shit could be? It could be anything, to be honest. So in situations like these, I'm taking the pilot's account way more than whatever the White House is reporting to manage PR. All I'm saying is that this feels very strange. We also had another instance later on Saturday night that resulted in airspace closing down in the Montana area, which I just brought up. The airspace was opened back up an hour later, but only because we cannot do anything further until it gets light out again. I guess they meant lights out. I don't know. This thing is still currently flying around out there. Not being able to fight in the dark certainly feels like a hole in our defense plan. All of it is weird. Yes, it is. It's very fucking weird. But we don't know. Like, we don't know what's going on. So, we can just speculate at this point. But anyway, let's keep going. I'm making good time with this too. So, next subject. Emmett Till's cousin sues for the arrest of a woman connected to his kidnapping. This is by Black Wall Street Times. All right. So Emmett Till's cousin basically wants the white lady that is always brought up in this Emmett Till thing. She wants her arrested and charged with the murder of her family member. I don't blame her, to be honest. I really don't. I don't blame her for the simple fact because of this. She accused Emmett of whistling at her, which caused her husband and I guess the next door neighbor to come and kidnap him at the time when he was 13, 14 years old. And, he got beaten to unrecognition to where his mother was so brave to where she said, nah, to hell with this. I want the public to see this and what they did to my child. And she had an open casket. He was missing some fingers, they say. So they had to have cut his fingers off. Just for whistling at this white bitch. Like, and now she's in her 90s, living life, but I'll get to it. Let's get to this video. I'll play the video to the best of my abilities. It'll be choppy as hell, but I'll play it to the best of my abilities. All right, so let's get into it. Oh, sorry.
LaFleur County Courthouse and the subsequent demands for Sheriff Banks.
What about Colin Bryant at this age?
Priscilla Sterling of the Emmett Till Justice for Families Foundation filed the lawsuit in federal district court this week. This involves last year's discovery of the warrant in the basement of the LaFleur County Courthouse and the subsequent demands for Sheriff Banks to serve that warrant. The lawsuit makes several claims against the sheriff without providing any specifics, say people who have closely examined the filing. It's interesting to note Sheriff Banks was just 8 years old at the time of Mr. Till's murder and had no part in the trial or the case. In an interview with the Delta News last year, Sterling laid out her strong suspicions in this sensational murder case.
Colin Bryant never was intended to be arrested. That's right. It shows the corruption here that Mississippi still stands whole ties to the day of the trial of J.W. Miley and Roy Bryant. Colin Bryant sat in that trial. She still was not arrested. So the state of Mississippi did not intend to arrest Carolyn Bryant.
So far, there's been no response from Sheriff Banks. Legal experts say the fact that 2 Delta grand juries refused to indict Donham in the case makes the old warrant useless, as the state has no charges pending against her. The federal government also declined to prosecute anyone in a 2021 investigation.
What about Carolyn Bryant at this age? What about Emmett at 14?
Dennis Turner, the Delta News.
Now think about a black teenager, right? And that black teenager does one of the most heinous crimes you can think of. They'll charge that child as an adult. And let's say, he killed somebody. They will charge that child not only as an adult, but they will charge him to the full extent of the law. All right? Not only that, he'll do a life sentence, probably several, with no parole. And then, then what? He has to, let's say he gets released. He has to come back out after several years in jail. But, no one, whatever judge will be over that, there will be no bail, and he will not be able to come home, so he'll be spending the rest of his life in jail. Now, let's flip that. A 90-some-odd-year-old white woman, right? But at the time, let's say she was well within her late 20s at the time when it happened, right? So she accused Emmett of whistling at her. A mob came to the Till home where Emmett was staying with his uncle, which his mom did sit him down and tell him the dangers of the South at the time. His mother told him, don't look at any of the white people. If they say anything to you, just put your head down, yes sir, no sir, and move out of their way, right? To the point to where he got accused of whistling at her. Now, I say accused because we don't know what the fuck happened. We just know what's been written in the reports. That's all we know. All we know in the court documents, it states he whistled at the white bitch. Then in the court documents, it also states, as well as many articles you can read on this from at the time and even now, that it states that he was accused of whistling at that white bitch. Now, do we know if that happened? Now, the family member that was with him that day, is that family member still alive? And what's the story of which he told his children and grandchildren and family? Because a family member wouldn't be fighting as hard as they are now to get this woman in prison and, to get them, get justice for the situation. You know what I mean? Like, they need some sort of justice. Like, I don't know how long. Well, fuck it. She should spend the rest of her life in jail if the shit's not true. That's just my take on that. Now, let's get into the article. So, Patricia Sterling, the cousin of Emmett Till, has filed a lawsuit seeking the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Donham, the white woman who allegations directly led to the grotesque torture and murder of a 14-year-old black boy, nearly 70 years ago, which he would be 84 today. All right. Sterling filed a federal lawsuit against Ricky Banks, the sheriff in LaFleur County, Mississippi, seeking to compel the elected official to serve a 1955 arrest warrant against Dunham, who was then identified as Mrs. Roy Bryant on the document. Now, that very document is here. You've seen it in the video, and here's the document right here. That was found in the basement of the police department, or was it in the courthouse? Courthouse basement, this was found. This is a 70-year-old warrant out for Carolyn Bryant's arrest, but it never went through. You know why? Because it was the Jim Crow South at the time. That's why. So, you know, it was arrest any nigger you see and leave any white person alone. I'm pretty sure that's how it was if I asked anybody that grew up during those times, but pretty sure it's just like that. But, you know, we don't know. Let's keep going. A team searching for evidence surrounding Till's lynching discovered the arrest warrant in Mississippi's courthouse basement last year. The team included members of the Till Legacy Foundation as well as a few relatives of the group's namesake. It was Carolyn Bryant's lie that sent Roy Bryant and J.W. Millam into rage, which resulted in the mutilation of Emmett Till's body into an unrecognizable condition. It added, in August 1955, Till, an Shawtown native, was visiting family in Mississippi when he was accused by Dunham, then 21, of making lewd comments and grabbing her in a family grocery store in Money, Mississippi. No, let's take that. Let's take that. Which was a lie. We saw Rosewood when that white woman said, somebody raped me and he was big and black and blah, blah, blah. We saw the Rosewood movie. I'm pretty sure that's how the story went down as well in real life. Now, who's to say if Emmett Till and his cousin wasn't in the store and bumped into Dunham at the time? But to the point to where he bumped into her so hard she almost fell, to where he probably had to grab her in order to break her fall. That's probably where the grabbing came. Now, whistling at her probably was, whew, that was a close one, right? So then she takes that, he whistled at me and he grabbed me, right? Who's to say that what I just said didn't happen, where he probably bumped into her accidentally to the point to where she almost fell over and he had to catch her. But we don't know. We don't know what the fuck happened. We just know what happened through court documents, and that's it. And articles. That's all. According to The Guardian, the evidence indicates a woman, possibly Dunham, identified Till to the men who went on to abduct him and brutally murder the child, in a decision that would garner global outcry, empathy, and rage. Till's mother, Mamie Till Mobley, decided to leave her son's casket open during his funeral in Chicago. And I always give Mamie Till a big round of applause. Because if she hadn't have done that, his face would have never went on the cover of, I believe it was Jet magazine at the time. He would have never been on he would have never been on Jet magazine, and he would have never been on any other publication to show the world of what these these monsters did to her son. And he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve that at all. That was a bitch ass move, what they did, and it was some bullshit. And they should, I hope they burn and rot in hell along with Carolyn Bryant as well. I hope she fucking burns in hell as well. Now, that concludes today's pre-show, people. that concludes today's pre-show. Now, we are going to be getting into today's main topic. All right. So the top news story of the week is top 50 greatest rappers of all time. Now, look, this is a bunch of shit. But let's get into some things before we get into the actual list. So, 50 rappers of all time by Billboard. The greatest of all time, aka the GOAT. That's a distinguished and contentious honor when ranking who or what is the ultimate best, whether you're talking films, TV shows, restaurants, or any other subject. In early 2003, Billboard Vibe is ranking the top 50 greatest rappers of all times. I think this is the top 20 that's sitting right here in front of you. But I'll get into all the other people as well. Let's see. Where was that? Top 50 greatest rappers of all time. As part of our salute to the year's golden anniversary, which is the 50th anniversary. They celebrated it at the Grammys. It's been 50 years of hip hop. So hip hop, you don't stop.
This is a certified hood classic. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Certified hood classic for the 50 years of hip hop. Now, the genre dates back to 1973 when DJ Kool Herc first set up his 2 turntables to rock a Bronx party. Now, there's the history, but there are some people who feel differently about this. Ice Cube and Ja Rule, as well as T.I., aren't happy with Billboard's 50 greatest rappers of all time list. Insider.com says. So, this is exactly what Ice Cube had to say. Well, no, I'm not going to play this video. I'll let you hear it, but I'm not playing it. I mean, I'm not going to show it to you. So here we go.
I wanted to get your thoughts on Billboard just put out their top 50 rappers, and I know it's totally...
Who?
Billboard.
I don't fuck with Billboard or the editor.
I know it's totally subjective, but they put you at 18. How does that sit with you? Is that good or bad, or what do you think about that?
Billboard ain't hip-hop, so their opinion don't matter.
Right.
So who gives a fuck?
I mean, I agree with that. Everyone from Mount Westmore made it except for Too Short, man. Is that a bit of a snub to leave him off the list, man, when he's such a legend?
Yeah, it is. You know what I mean? It's an irrelevant list. You know what I mean? It's like assholes. You know what I mean? Everybody got one and they all stink. So there it is.
You pay attention to any of these lists ever, or everyone is just like next?
No. I got my own list.
Yeah. You're number one of that list?
Of course. But I could dig it. Everybody got an opinion.
Yeah.
Cool with it.
All right. So, that was what Ice Cube had to say about that. Now let's get into the article by Insider. So Insider states that Ice Cube, Ja Rule, NTI hit Billboard after the music magazine published its 50 greatest rappers of all time. Billboard shared its full list last week in honor of hip-hop's 50th anniversary. Jay-Z came in at number 1. He doesn't deserve it, but while Nicki was ranked as Billboard's best female rapper in 10th, which she should have been I say Nikki deserves. She should be in the teens, not number 10, but she should be in the teens. She's good, but she's not that good. All right. Was ranked as Billboard's best. Oh, I said that already. I'm sorry. Others ranked in the top 10 included Drake, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and Tupac Shakur. Ice Cube rose to fame in the 1980s as a member of NWA, aka Niggas with Attitude, and was ranked 18th, while Ja Rule was completely omitted. I don't fuck with Billboard or the editor, Cube told TMZ on Saturday when asked about the list. Billboard ain't hip hop, so their opinion doesn't matter. So who gives a fuck? The 53-year-old star also hit at Billboard for snubbing his Mount Westmore contemporary Too Short. Now, I don't think that they snubbed him. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe since I grew up in the on the East Coast, and it's not a lot of West Coast rappers that I listen to. I don't. Me personally, I'm just speaking for me. Me personally, I don't believe that Too Short should have been on the list. Ice Cube, yes. Who else is in Mount Westmore? Who was it? Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, E40, and Too Short, I believe it is. So I'm saying, man, like whatever. Like if they think that if he thinks Too Short deserves to be on the list, then I can't disagree with him. If he feels that way, I can't disagree with him because that's his comrade, that's his homie, and I would expect him to feel that way. And since he feels that way, I can't be a motherfucker that's like, well, nah, that's stupid. He shouldn't feel that way. I don't like that he nah. If Ice Cube wants him on the list, then damn it, let's make our own list then. All right. So it's an irrelevant list, he added. It's like assholes. Everybody got one and they all stink. After learning of his omission, Ja Rule tweeted on Thursday, there ain't 50 rappers dead, alive, or waiting to be born better than me. Ja Rule, yes there is. Like, stop. Rule 46, age 46, was one of the most successful rappers of the 2000s, selling over 20 million albums worldwide and scoring 3 number 1 hits on Billboard's Hot 100 as either a lead or featured artist. Congrats to everyone on the list, well deserved, but check my resume, he added. In a second tweet on Friday, Ja Rule said music is subjective, but if we're talking numbers, I'm at least top 25 in all categories: record sales, top 10 singles, number 1 singles, number 1 albums. What we talking about? Impact, influence. Even my enemies adopted my style, and now he's talking about 50 Cent there. Billboard did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Ice Cube and or Ja Rule's statements. Now, let me run down the list. If there's anybody watching, I want y'all to come up here because let's basically take what they have and let's either create our own list or let's either keep their list. It's up to you guys. All right. So, let's go over all of the nominees. I don't have the pictures. I didn't want to spend time with 50 pictures and showing everybody. You know who these people look like, so let's not go there. So let me get my what's a good? Okay. I'll use the Kawhi Leonard laugh for all the ones that I think shouldn't have it. So number 50 is Rick Ross. Okay, I believe Rick Ross deserves to be on there. Rev Run from Run DMC, I believe he should be on there as far as impact and making hip hop. Rev Run and DMC basically made it to where rappers are rapping the way that they are now. Because you gotta remember, motherfuckers was taking pauses in the 80s when they were rap. Like, I went down the street, I got I don't know, a club soda, then I drank it. Oh man, it was good. And then they pause. Then I went home and got some food. Like it was Run DMC from start to finish. When a track would come on, they was rapping the entire time. There was no pauses in between their rhymes at all. So the rhyme scheme of what everyone is using these days came from Run DMC. So I believe not just Rev Run, but Run DMC as a group should be on this list. So you have Melly Mel. So Melly Mel, he had the message. He brought conscious rap basically into formation. He has a high impact in the game, so I believe he should be on there. So then you have MC Light. Now, some people were saying MC Light shouldn't be on there. I don't know. That's an iffy one. She's number 47. I don't know. So maybe, I don't know. I would replace, if she's not already on here, I would have put Queen Latifah at 47. If not Queen Latifah, Roxanne Shante. But Roxanne Shante really doesn't have a body of work under. She probably only has like 1 or 2 songs or so. So, I would have put Queen Latifah at... Okay, Queen Latifah is on here, so sorry. So, I would have put Roxanne Shante on there then. So, at 46, you have Jadakiss. I believe he should be bumped up a whole lot. Yeah, I believe he should be in the top 10, if not the top 5. Jadakiss should be in. At 45, you have Ice-T. Ice-T, he deserves to be there because he helped bring the West Coast into formation into the rap game. So Ice-T deserves to be on the list. Then you have Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah definitely deserves to be on the list. And I believe she should be in the top 20s because she... And I'm only going by skill. I'm not going by record sales. I'm not going by how much money they got. Nah, this is a poor man's top 50 greatest rappers of all time right now. So Queen Latifah definitely should be on there. Now they have Bun B as number 43. I believe they should have put UGK as a group on here. All right. Now, some people will say, well, Marcus, you basically doing like top 54. No, if you just count the group as one entity, it's 1. So Run DMC as a group, UGK as a group. You know what I'm saying? So you have Redman. Redman, I believe he should be within the top 30s, if not top 20s. He's good. E40 at 41. So they snubbed him. He should have been at 40. I'm playing around anyway. E40. Is E40 the most influential? Is E40 the most influential Bay rapper? Like you have who? Well, I don't know too many West Coast rappers as well as like Bay Area rappers. I don't know too many, so bear with me. All I know is Too Short, E40. Who else is from the Bay that rap? I have no clue. Like I said, I don't listen to a lot of West Coast rap, so I don't know. Maybe he deserves top in the the 40s. Maybe he deserved to be in the 30s. Who knows? I don't know. You have Dr. Dre at 40. Now, this is what I would say with the Dr. Dre one. Dr. Dre isn't a rapper at all. He's not. He's only a producer. People write his rhymes for him. So I would say no to Dr. Dre being on this list entirely. Like, nah. If we're talking rappers, yes, he rapped, but he was more so a producer than a rapper. So no, I don't believe he deserves to be on this list. Ludacris at 39. I don't know. Gucci Mane, he shouldn't even be on this damn list. Common at 37. Common should be within the. He should be in the top 20. Most Def at 36. Most Def should be in the teens as well. 35 is Future. Future shouldn't even be on this damn list at all. He sings more than he raps, so they tripping. Then they got Chuck D. Now, this is where I would say Chuck D should be an individual. But if we're counting Public Enemy's impact as a group, then yes, then we put in Public Enemy at the 34 spot. But if we're just talking rappers, Chuck D should be in there. But I would say he should be in the top 30. He wasn't that great of a rapper, but he did have a message to him. So I would say that bumps him to maybe top 20. So let's keep going. Busta Rhymes at 33. Busta Rhymes should be in the top in the top 15. He should be in. Then you have T.I. at 32. T.I. I would say deserves to be in the top 20. Lil' Kim. Now, this is one thing I will say about Lil' Kim. Biggie wrote her rhymes. Biggie wrote her rhymes in the beginning. Then I believe Lil' C's wrote her rhymes after Biggie died. So if we're talking rappers, just rapping, and if Lil' Kim didn't put pen to paper, I don't believe she should be on this list. Lauryn Hill should be in the top 20, but Lauryn Hill is multi-dimensional. She's an actress, she's a singer, and she's a rapper. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. She does all three well, too. If you saw her in Sister Act 2, she did well in that as an actress. If you look at her as far as like being in the Fugees or her solo career, Lauryn Hill's album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, is probably the most completed album ever made. Well, I won't say ever made. Is one of the most completed albums ever made. But if we're talking hip hop in a hip hop stance, it's one of the most, if not the most complete album ever made. Like, you had a little bit of everything, and you had all forms of black music in it. You had funk, you had jazz, you had hip hop, you had R&B, you had a lot. Like if you take Kendrick Lamar, if you listen to anything after Good Kid, Mad City. So if you get To Pimp a Butterfly, if you take Damn, if you take his album now that just came out in his Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, if you take all of his albums and I would say the Untitled album as well, all of those have funk, jazz, hip hop, some R&B elements. Like, it's like all like any like Good Kid, Mad City is a classic album. Like, that's probably Kendrick's most complete album he's ever made, from start to finish. If you listen to each song, it tells each song, or not each song, but the album tells the story of Kendrick Lamar being a teen in Compton. Like that's like I can basically relate, but by not even being from Compton, but at the same time taking a journey with Kendrick and with Good Kid, Mad City, and like, damn, that was kinda like when I was a teenager. Like a lot of the shit that he did, like if you take away the break-ins and stuff that him and his friends was doing, then yeah, that was my friends. We would be on the street talking crazy, talking about rap lyrics and stuff, like all kinds of shit, talking about girls. Like that was my teenage years. You know what I'm saying? So Lauryn Hill, I believe she should be either in the top 25, if not top 20. Then you have Pusha T. Pusha T should be at least top 30. 28 is Black Thought. Black Thought should be at least top 20. Black Thought can spit. 27 is Q-Tip. Q-Tip. And if you take what the hell is the Tribe Called Quest? I would take Q-Tip as far as within a Tribe Called Quest. If we put Tribe Called Quest at 27, I would say 27 should be Tribe Called Quest's spot, right? Then you have Big Pun at 26. Big Pun didn't really have a big body of work, so I don't know if we should put Pun in, the greatest rappers of all time. Because what do we get? Like an album or two, maybe? Like we didn't get a lot. Then we have Method Man. Now, this is where I say, okay, they fucked up. Because this is why. They got Method Man at 25, Ghostface at 22nd. And I'm skipping ahead with this. Why don't we put Wu-Tang in the top 5 slot? Because to me, there is no Method Man, there is no Ghostface Killer, there is no Inspector Deck, there is no You God, there is no ODB, there is no RZA, there is no Jizza. Like, without Wu-Tang, if we would have just got these fools, I should call them fools because they're actually probably my most favorite rap group. So if we take all of them as a group, ain't nobody fucking with them. Well, I would say the only rap group that comes close to fucking with Wu-Tang is State Property. And I bet my life on that, nigga. Like,
damn, son, where'd you find this?
Like, I swear to God, Wu-Tang and State Property, those two groups are probably one of the most rappingest fucking groups ever to fucking live on this earth in hip hop. And y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want, but I'll put Wu-Tang and State Property up against any two groups that y'all pick. They're not Mobb Deep ain't beating them two. NWA ain't beating them two. Who else was a rap group? Run DMC ain't beating them. Those two groups? Are you fucking crazy? Nah, man. Now, KRS-One at 24. KRS-One deserves to be in the top 15. Why the hell is Curtis Blow even on this list? Now, Curtis Blow was the first commercial rapper who wasn't a part of a group. He was his own standalone artist. But come on, we talking Curtis Blow. Like, really? Curtis Blow? Nah, dog. I bet y'all can't rap a Curtis Blow rhyme right now. Let alone, why is he on this list? Like, come on now. You have Ghostface Killer, which I already went over that. You have DMX at 21. DMX should be in the top 5. Like, y'all bugging. Big Daddy Kane as 20. And they snub Big Daddy Kane because Big Daddy Kane should be within the top 15, if not the top 10. Big Daddy Kane got some hits, nigga. Like, y'all wildin' for real. Missy Elliott, I believe Missy Elliott should be in the top 30. Ice Cube should be in the top 15. Yeah, I believe he should be in the top 15. 50 Cent should be in the top 10. I'm sorry. Scarface deserves to be in the top 15. J. Cole, I don't know if J. Cole should be on this list. And this is the reason why I say this. The reason why I say this is because name a body of work of J. Cole's of which resonates with you. I'll wait. Now, I'm not bagging on J. Cole. Now, I should be showing this picture because we're in the top 20 now. So, I don't know a single, like, I'll listen to one of J. Cole's albums. It was okay for the time that it came out, but he doesn't have any memorable songs. Just like Drake doesn't have any memorable songs that you can sit there and just recite lines from. I can't do that with J. Cole. I'm sorry. You have LL Cool J at 14. LL Cool J, yeah, he deserves to be in the top 15. Nah, he deserves to be in the top 10. I changed my mind.
This is a certified hood classic.
Rakim, they snubbed him at 13. Rakim should be in the number 1 spot. And that's me being biased. Like, why? How the hell are you not putting Rakim at number 1? Are you fucking high? Jay-Z number 1? Are you fucking high? Anyway, Andre 3000 in the 12 spot. Andre 3000 should be in the top 5 slot. You guys probably don't listen to a lot of Andre 3000, but Andre be spitting his ass off. One of my favorite verses from him is not even from an Outkast album or song. He was featured on, and I want you guys to type this in right now. Go to a different device in your house as you're watching me. Type in Farnsworth Bentley, the way you. No, hold on. What was it called? Matter of fact, just type in Farnsworth Bentley, Kanye West, and Andre 3000. The video should come up. I think it's called Everybody or something like that. They're all in suits that kind of look like they're on like a 1960s American Bandstand or whatever. Like, watch that video and then listen to Andre's verse. Andre does so much wordplay within that goddamn verse. It's ridiculous, yo. I want y'all to listen to that shit right now. Like, as you're listening to me, go to another device. I know you got either an Xbox in your house somewhere, a PlayStation, even if you got a Nintendo Switch. Take it off the dock. Go to YouTube, because I know you got it downloaded. Type in Farnsworth Bentley, Kanye West, and Andre 3000 and listen to that song. And when Andre's verse comes up, which I believe it's around the 2-minute mark somewhere, 2 minute some odd second mark, when Andre comes on, Jesus, nigga. He bodied that song, nigga. Anyway, let's keep going. Kanye West at number 11. Kanye should be in the top 10. Nicki Minaj at number 10. Now, this is where I have issues. Nicki should be in the top either 15 or top 20. Nicki doesn't belong at the number 10 slot. Nicki's good. She's better than all these other female rappers that's out right now. That's that are part of the industry. Now, all the other ones, like I won't say that Remy, she's better than Remy Ma. She's not better than Remy Ma. I would even put Shauna over top of Nicki. Let's keep going. Snoop Dogg at number 9. He deserves to be in his spot within the top 10. Drake shouldn't even be on this list. And that's me saying that. Drake shouldn't be on this list. Lil Wayne should be in the top, either, if not the top 10, he deserves to be in the top 5. The Notorious B.I.G. should have the number 2 slot. I don't know why they put him at 6. Eminem, he deserves to be in the top 40. Tupac should have the number 3 spot. Nas should have the number 4 spot. Kendrick should have the number 5 spot. And Jay-Z top 50. And that's me saying that shit. But I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this list, man. I went over every name. I think they should take some people out and they should put some people in because they snubbed a lot of people. Like, I don't know what they were doing this off of. I don't know if they was doing this off of either. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking about when they made this list, but if it's if they're doing like album sales and how much money they got and stuff like that, then they snubbed a lot of rappers from who have skills. Like, tell me this: why isn't Styles P, Sheik Luch on this list? Like, come on now. Like, Jadakiss just isn't the only good rapper in the Locks or D Block. Like, you do have Styles P and Sheik Luch. Come on now. Hell, I will put Havoc on this list from Mobb Deep. I'll put Havoc on this list. Who else? What's some rappers that came out in the 2000s that should be on this list? Like the whole Crunk era, you can leave them off because they didn't last. They only last like 2.5 years. That's how long the Crunk era, the Crunk era, the hyphy era, like that, like around that time. You know what I'm saying? Like the Crump era, that was all at the same time. So if there was any rapper that came out during that time, they don't deserve to be on this list. But although I was in 11th and 12th grade when that shit was cool and that was the music that I was listening to, as well as other stuff, but that was my era in high school. And I'm saying I snapped too, but that shit don't deserve to be on this list. None of that rock star rappers that came out during the 2010s, the early 2010s, leave them off because we don't do rock star rap no more. You know what I'm saying? What else? Like I'm talking longevity. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking longevity. Rappers who have longevity or will have longevity, such as Kendrick Lamar. Okay. Nicki Minaj could have longevity. J. Cole has longevity. but this is the thing when it comes to Drake. Drake only makes popular songs. He doesn't make like classic songs that you can go back to 5 years from now and listen to it and that shit still bang. Like I would like I said earlier, I got a new TV in, so I had to spend money that I didn't think I would have had to spend when it comes to mounting brackets and new HDMI cables, because I wanted the 4K experience, and the cables I had wasn't giving me that, so I had to go out and get HDMI cables. So I was listening to Waka Flocka. Now, I know a lot of y'all doing this right now. All right? I know y'all doing a lot of that right now. But if you listen to, I won't say Waka's second album. Waka's second album is what caused him to not rap anymore, in my personal opinion. That was commercial Waka Flocka, which would have never worked at all. But mixtape and first album Waka, nigga, Who the Kid, Slim Duncan, Cartier, the whole Brick Squad, nigga, is you shit. Listen to some Brick Squad. Let's listen to some Waka Flocka and some Brick Squad. I'll tell you this right now, you will not be disappointed. Because my favorite two rappers out of the Brick Squad is Slim Duncan and Who the Kid. May Who the Kid rest in peace. But Who the Kid has this one song. It's on my phone somewhere, and every time I want to listen to it, I have to search for it. Like, I have to go into a deep search for it because it's embedded in my phone somewhere. So every time I want to listen to it, if I'm in the car, I have to pull over so I can, look for it or whatever, because I don't know the name of it. To this day, I don't know the name of it. And when I do search for him, I have to play through every song that he's in so I can get that one song that I like that's from him. But Slim Duncan, too. Slim Duncan fire as well. I'm not saying that they should be on this list, but I am saying when it comes to music that has an impact that it has an impact, and that it also has longevity, and also, the rap, whatever the rapper is doing it, they got bars. Like, that's what I come from. I come from when State Property took over Hot 97. That's the era of rap that I grew up in. That's like high school for me, when I'm sitting there with my homeboys on their computer and they're showing me this shit. Like, it was like, hey, yo, Mark, have you saw the freestyle? Like, this is when looking for freestyles was the shit in what from 2022 up until 2007, when just looking for rappers freestyles was a thing. Like, that's the era I grew up in. And I saw the best of the best, and I saw the worst of the worst. And most of the rappers that didn't have deals or whatever, such as like Reed Dollars or Joey Jihad, or I believe Joey Jihad had a deal, but it didn't work out. But anyway, who's dude that just went to jail? He was real tight with Cassidy. I forgot his name, but the big black dude, I forgot his name. Anyway, he's fired to me. Just Why isn't Cassidy on this list? Cassidy can bar up fucking Jay-Z with the wordplay and the double entendres, triple entendres, quadruple entendres. Like Jay-Z can't do that. Like Cassidy can. Fuck. I will put Ness on this too. When it comes to like, man, fuck this. Anybody who's from Philly, we need to make the top 50 Philly rappers list. That's what we need to do. When we talk about niggas who got bars, everybody, well, except for Lil Uzi Vert, but anybody else from Philly who got bars, we need to create a top 50 Philly list, Philly rappers list. But anyway, I digress, man. Like that's the list. That's what the fuck that they gave us. It was we all know it was whack. So it's no need to go through, the foolishness of saying certain people got snubbed. This list wasn't from people who probably actually listened to rap. It was just people who just was like, I wanna do a list about rap. That's probably who the hell did that. Like, the hell out of here, yo. Anyway, I digress, like I said. But I hope you guys had a good time, because I did. Anyway, let me delete some of these photos and then I'll get us on out of here. Give me 1 second. All right, that's all I love. All right, now let me pause this music. Let's get this theme music cracking. All right, anyone who is listening to me right now, please listen up. All right. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Every Friday, I do a game stream called Marcus Speaks Play. You can catch me every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. You can also catch me on Saturdays at the same time, 6:30 p.m. when I do this here podcast, Marcus Speaks Live. All right. So please don't miss any of it, because we have fun both days. It's just a fun-filled weekend to have. All right. Please don't forget, I'm on 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every time. But I usually have my videos scheduled to come out. So what y'all need to do when 6 o'clock hits, you need to see if the time changed or not, because time is always likely to change if something comes up like today, right? So, it's just some things that happen. Sometimes I can't always make it at 6:30, all right? Also, if you could, please go and subscribe to my main YouTube channel. That's what I should put on here instead of first YouTube channel. My main YouTube channel, Marcus Speaks. Because Marcus Speaks Play is going away on March 1st. But you can go and subscribe to my Rumble channel. So download the Rumble app, type in Marcus Speaks, or you can just type me in from the website from what you see right there. Or it's not typed out, so it's Oh, I'm sorry. It's in the scrolling ticker. You should see it. I'm sorry. But yeah, please go and subscribe. The links are in the description box below. And as always, if you ever want to come up here and come and talk to me, you just have to follow 3 rules. And those 3 rules are: you must be on camera at all times. Unless you want to come up here and come speak to me, and you don't want to be on camera to the public, that is fine. You don't have to. But the second rule is, you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to, but you still have to be on camera when you're here on the backstage. But to the public, you can be anonymous if you want to, all right? And rule number 3 is, please silence all background noise. Try to run at least a semi-professional podcast here. So just silence all background noise, all right? Do me that one favor. And if you could, please like this video, subscribe if you are new here, and share this to your social medias so everyone knows what the hell is going on over here on Marcus Speaks. And that's all I got for you guys today. Next week I will be back, and hopefully I don't have any issues with video shit. I'll work on that tomorrow. But anyway, everybody, I thank y'all for watching, and I'll check you guys up next week. All right, peace out. Almost left without saying this one thing. Please focus on getting to that money, because you know money makes the world go around. Also, please drink more water, because water is something that is essential. All right, and it's good for your health. Also, mind your own goddamn business. It's for your mental health. And please remember, do your own research. All right, it helps you out in the long run. Peace out, y'all.